Get ready for the next battle.
Call out mids.
See,
with
that's
it.
again, yep, and that's the problem right there.
Round
You
one.
look too far deep into the situation,
Fight.
too far. I feel like if you, as a player, started looking just at the initial situation more, you would find the game to be a lot less stressful. Yep. Right. If you just look at the initial situation, you're like, this is gonna happen, and then this is gonna happen. If you try to get value from just the first situation and play off of it.
Round two. Fight.
What if? That's when I was saying you need to be a better playmaker. If you're losing for that type of mentality, the whole game, you are terrible. I will actually say you are terrible at making plays off your own offense. You actually
Round three. Fight.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you are losing where you are scoring or not, that means you are terrible at your offense. But what happens when they're stopping their offense and consistently checking their offense, even if you do have you're doing something wrong. They shouldn't be able to do that. They're playing really good. They got them that night.
They gotta be playing really good, or you keep making the same decision on offense and keep interrupting it.
Cause it looked like that's what was happening. Like every time they tried to start his offense, it would work like once or twice, and then Speedy would start low carrying and doing like mad shit, going crazy back one.
So he's becoming more predictable. That's what that sounds like. If he's low parrying him, that means he's predictable. He knows when he's gonna low.
But that's.
Okay, so he's literally narrowed your options. And it's just like playing a card game. When you make the RNG more to your favor. What the fuck? You're playing Bane! My name is Samuel.
My name
Kazumi.
Okay, what did I say about Kazuya?
That ain't Kazuya raw spot.
I don't understand what your argument is.
Round one.
Because you said it like you weren't playing a good character. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind.
So you are being punished by your character because now you're looking at the lane with just your character and not looking at it like No. I'm not a good player like the rest of these guys, but I can say that if you're not looking at it from a fundamental standpoint, you're not looking at it broad enough to understand what's going on. You can look at everything in this game from a fundamental standpoint. You're not playing for money, you're not playing in a tournament, you're playing your friend to adjust your gameplay. Why would you not look at it from a fundamental standpoint? What do you have to lose? You don't have to win a friendly section. You're literally just trying to build your offense. What do you have to lose?
crazy, bro.
It's good to win a win, but if you're throwing away fundamentals and throwing away reason in desperation for the win. Pepsi, okay, hear me out. I'm not saying Pepsi is just destroying Speedy. I'm not saying Pepsi is over here dogging on Speedy. Speedy has these moments where he's making Pepsi go, what the fuck am I supposed to do? But even in those moments where Pepsi's going, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He's not mindlessly throwing out wall rising moves. He's not mindlessly throwing out a low. He's backing up and assessing when he can do stuff. He's trying to whip punch. He's trying to counter. He's trying to check. He's trying to... Yes! He'll win games doing that. He will win games doing that. He just won't win the set. Bro, he's fighting against his friend. It's about learning how to beat the character. And that's what I'm saying. He's learning how to beat the character. That's what you're there for.
Oh my god.
I should be cooking a nigga 2 hours.
even with in a matchup that isn't in my favor.
It's horrible.
Good by default.
I feel like if me and
How does
Pepsi
that
played the
sound? I'm
same
not supposed to
character,
win the matchup.
it would be a lot different. Like if me and him were both Oscar mans, it would be a lot different. For me, if we were both just as equally as good as Brian, it would be different.
It would be different, exactly. We're playing against each other. Like there's going to be
Has he one trade per day with $1,000?
Oscar has nothing to wager. When I'm looking at the way Speedy is putting on the Pepsi, most of the time Pepsi has no choice but to back up or get counter hit for it. Like he doesn't get to wager anything. I'm not.
Why does he keep saying
I don't know. He's not even arguing with me. He's just like.
Round 2.
Are you fucking dumb? You're retarded. You're retarded.
I didn't get my.
No, this nigga said he make shit funny that's not even funny. Like I was about to get so confused by I'm just being called retarded that this nigga never fucking out laughing.
Damn, that nigga almost did. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Nah, Sammy's really good at Tekken. He knows what he's talking about.
I mean, they knows who I am. But I was. I know because you didn't have
No
the game
fucking
listed.
way I just died like that. Yo, I'm dead.
Remember you had like a whole entire phase where you just said that you were
Round 3.
really? Because you told me you
solve each
refused
other.
to play this game because this game sucked. No, you're the only Zay in this part. Then you must have just been lying to me. I mean, I actually took you for real though, since you said that. Alright, well that's besides the point.
Alright, sure.
That's all you can do, just insult. This is your go-to. Have a conversation with like an actual man.
Round 4.
Well, be that as it may,
Fight.
I think Brian is really strong this season. I think we are all having a hard time with Brian. I think what's important is to not let
That's what I'm saying, but don't take that shit out on
So
me.
yeah, do not
I've
let
been
the
playing
stress
this fucking
get
shit.
you.
I play him because he's fucking
Assess what's
trash.
going on and what you can do, because that's all you can do.
Nigga, I started off playing trash characters. Nigga, I started off playing trash characters, nigga. Oh, yeah, Gigas was cheap. Armor King was cheap. Alright, nigga. Yeah, them characters are so broken. Nigga, you just let a fucking... Yo,
Armor King was
y'all about to actually see me get mad, bro. Just let me relax.
relax, gang. Gigas was not cheap. Gigas was not cheap.
Yeah, but Gigas was cheap.
Gigas matchup.
Gigas was
not
cheap.
cheap. Gigas was not cheap. Niggas knew the matchup. Even I knew the matchup and I sucked at second, nigga. Just dumb. Like, come on. If he fucking does that dumbass jumping move, just stand up.
You just don't do anything. That's how you
Literally. Like you really don't have to go out of your way and do much. And then he can't sidestep. So you can abuse moves that most people could just sidestep. Because he's gig ass. No way.
It was
You block and just stuff him.
Ganryu was not cheap as fuck. Ganryu was a character that people didn't know how to fight against. When you knew that matchup, literally, your strongest low did 12 damage and it had no fucking range. You had to be close up. Ganryu was fucked up to deal with close range. That character struggled in a lot of matchups, bro. The only fucking... Yeah, because I played the character and it was my fucking main.
With Ganryu, I have a question in regards to Ganryu. You said his only low is a low that's really, really close.
Yeah,
so are you
he's still a
telling me
strong
that
character,
low
like he was
that he
shit.
did is, or that roll that he's doing where he hits you while rolling sideways isn't a low?
It is a
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I hated that shit, bro. He would just roll at me.
Right, but what else were you gonna complain about? With that character, what else were you gonna complain about? Exactly.
Oh,
If I get
hold
low
on.
parry,
What was
I
that
fucking
thing?
die.
What
If I
was
get
that
low
thing when he
parry,
grabbed
I
you
die
and,
for
like,
trying to go for a low that does 12 fucking
Like,
damage. What else you gonna bitch about
go
the
in the
character?
sumo stance. What was that?
Tell
sumo stance
me.
that he could do?
Tell me.
Hold on, Speedy.
I love to fucking know.
Speedy, enlighten me. Yeah, what's that shit, bro? Yeah, armor move. Yes, that was pretty cheap, Speedy. Like Garyu was a little cheap. But the nigga took skill. The nigga did take skill. I had friends who would be like, "Oh, I can easy." Yes, he did.
Yes, he
Because I knew a
actually did.
lot of
He
people
actually
who
did.
thought they could just pick up Ganryu and drop them the next day because he was actually hard. Like Ganryu did take skill. He's a little cheap, has some fucked up stuff, but he did take skill. I'll give you that. That nigga was hard.
Yeah, that's because niggas didn't know
That's
the
because
matchup.
niggas didn't know the matchup, bro. That's like the same thing with Bob. You can say Bob was like a broken character, but in reality, a lot of niggas didn't know the Bob matchup.
I still don't know if I know the Bob matchup. I thought that character was lovely. I don't know what you guys talking about.
Round 4.
Yeah, I started off at 2-7.
I'm just sidestepping.
I just knew people who played Bob, so I had the misfortune of dealing with him every fucking day.
Still, cheap doesn't equal strong.
Yeah, cheap and simple are not the same.
Thank you. Right, but you're making it sound like I'm always. I think there's this fucked up thing in here. Oh, Speedy only plays broken character. Like, bro, get off my dick with that shit.
You keep getting those vibes too late.
Shit gets on my nerves.
Immediately.
They're not all broken. Not every character that I played
Immediately
every
saying-
single character that everybody in here has played to a decent degree. Every single one of you.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Immediately
Immediately
declaring that Speedy is
Including
being carried
Asuka.
by his character
Yeah, I don't blame you.
doesn't make a
He's
lot
good
of
in this
sense.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like
I'm just
we
saying,
could
bro.
definitely find the same
Wait,
results with
Nah,
another
I'm
character.
not even talking about you, Leslie. I'm just saying. I'm just making a point.
Yeah, I got you.
I think what's going on here is that you're very upset, and that happens when you fight Pepsi and Speedy. Just take a break, you know, smoke a blunt.
No,
That's not.
relax.
No, that's not his issue. That's not his issue. His issue is just
You
with
focus.
the fundamental idea of what they care.
Okay, but he can't even change his idea in a clouded mind of anger. So how we gonna get to that point if he don't calm down first?
Yeah, but he'll. This is where you're not listening. I will ask you this. It's just that he's not mad. He would say this if he wasn't. What he was saying is that the character what he can do.
I agree.
He has
Round 3.
But we all, I agree, yeah. But we're all dealing with that. So it's like to say that that is the reason why you can't play your
What we're
character.
saying, no. This is the main issue that we're trying to bring up. Is that intrinsically what he is doing, even though the odds are weighed against your favor, it don't make it any harder on the nigga to make a decision. But what Ray will say anyways is that what he did exactly.
Let me give you an example.
This is where we would say we would make the most bare bones decision that is
Round
in
4.
the game. And then
Fight.
if say is that those are decisions that don't give me any damage or fans can't do very well.
Hear me out, Zay. Hear me out, right?
No, hold on. You're not necessarily wrong somehow, but what else are you going to do? Are you just going to be like, damn, I might as well just fucking lose? You just say you don't like losing, so why are you accepting it?
That nigga made an idea. That
When you can use this style, just make it more difficult on the players.
Final round. Fight.
Type shit.
Nobody holds a competitive stance. On very grim.
I was just gonna say what Pepsi was saying in the example of like, if a dude came to your house and tried to rob you and he had a fucking gun and you don't have a gun, you're not just gonna be like, damn, let me just get shot. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna climb out the window, you're gonna lock the door, you're gonna do the smaller things to make it harder for that guy to just go into your room and blow your fucking brains out. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of applies with Brian. Like, you don't have a lot of options. But you have options, and you gotta exploit them to some degree to make your character more playable. If you do it enough, yes.
That's why I exit the conversation.
Fight.
I have seen people do that to Speedy enough, primarily Pepsi, and it gives him results. Okay, not with Fang, maybe with their main, because they did this research with their main. You have to find a Fang main. You gotta find a Fang main, brother. Just like y'all told me to go find a Reina main, you gotta go find a Fang main.
I think Joker can do it.
Round 2.
Joker could easily do it. No disrespect to Speedy. You don't think Joker could easily do it. You don't think Joker could easily beat Speedy in a first attempt. We're gonna glaze Speedy like this after saying Speedy's so 1 second he's carried.
He be contradicting himself all the time.
That's what I'm saying. 1 second we think we're carried, and then the next second he can beat Joker. But you can't. But hold on. The reason why pros are pros is because you can't be carried against a pro.
I think you're getting to that point.
Round 3.
I think that's how he feels. Yeah, that is how he feels.
Yeah, I think he feels that way. Because everything is up to that line.
Yeah.
Man, Speedy wouldn't be this strong unless he was playing this nigga. That's fucking good.
And that's kind of why.
You are saying that. Like, you may not think you're saying it because you're saying
You gotta
that
read
Brian
between the
is
lines
doing
of your
you.
words.
You're not saying
Between the
necessarily-
lions.
So wait, so do you think if you didn't have Brian, so you think if you didn't have Brian,
You think you'd be able to
play
smoke me?
same exact way? So you're saying what?
So you're saying he's carried by Brian, brother, whether you want to admit that or not.
Yes, like,
Brother.
That nigga's brick wall.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. We're racing on the street with a car. The only reason you can drift on that corner is not because you're a good driver, it's because of that broken ass car you got. But I don't think you're carried by the car. But hold on, the same example I just said is the same thing you're saying in Tekken. He is, but that's still Speedy putting in the work to make it as efficient as it is.
You literally, oh my fucking god, bro. Hold on, bro.
because after you say that we're saying that you're not saying that you can't
What you just said.
He will literally say, I don't struggle against other Bryans. I beat other Brian with every other character. I have 70%. But I can't do that shit with me. Like, what?
You're talking
But I'm
to a brick
carried, but I'm the
wall.
only fucking Brian that you can't beat. How does that make sense?
Brick wall.
But he's carried, right?
I know, bruh.
But Speedy is carried, right?
So it's not a skill.
So then when we're telling you to change,
So that's
when
what
we're
you did. So at that point, it's
If it's the caliber of Brian, I mean, what does caliber of Brian mean to you?
you're saying that
What does caliber of Brian mean to you? What does caliber of Brian mean to you? What does caliber of Brian mean to you?
Let him
I
talk.
need to know it first before you continue. What does that mean? Caliber of Brian, what does that mean?
but you're just saying, nah, Sammy's asking that. He's trying to understand your logic.
No, you already muted me. You heard it on the PlayStation.
Literally.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay.
I think the Oscar matchup's worse for Oscar than the Fang guy matchup is for Fang. And I think Pepsi wins it better. You just gotta be patient and be more willing to learn. You're not willing to accept what's going on and learn because by your own words, you want to win.
Round 3. Fight.
Hold on. Listen,
I'm a shit player or something, bro.
hear me out. That's a bad matchup. So if it's a bad matchup and you're not fighting for any pride or money or merit, you should be intrinsically there to learn.
Treat me like
You should not
I'm
be
like one of the
there
worst
for
players.
inherited success and stuff that's already. It's this. You obviously don't. We wouldn't be here having this conversation. You don't. You don't. Because if you did, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I get it. You're strong, but you don't know what's going on. I'm saying you need. I'm saying if you knew what was going on, you would understand. Okay, I can't do anything here. I need to back up. Okay, I can't do something here. Let me play my turn. You don't understand. No, you don't because you just mashed. You literally just mashed on him 6 times in a row. That's what he said. Because you didn't know when to take your turn back. You needed to see it. So you're consciously choosing to get hit in the face 6 times in a row. I don't know how this conversation.
Yeah, conversation is over, bro. I told you. He already acted like I'm some type of like low rank. He's never seen me play. So.
Sammy's a sweat, and I promise you that he's not trolling you. He's trying to understand your logic because it's kind of illogical.
Of course.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like I'm carried by the? Do you feel like I'm carried by this character?
Round.
That's what you're saying. That's
Okay,
what
but it just sounds like you're saying
Alright,
that indirectly.
Yeah, you're not saying those words, but the
But you're
line
implying.
of thinking you're going.
I mean,
you're saying what that is. It doesn't matter what you're actually.
Ask him to say it, bro. Ask him to say it. You're not carried by that character. Just tell him. Ask him to say
It
that.
matters what you're actually saying.
You'd have to be much better for I
Round
understand.
2. Fight.
But that's something you have to be willing to learn how to get around if you actually playing the game. Unfortunately, crying at that level, yes or no? I mean, we can sit here and cry like I do about it, but eventually I shut up and I sit and try to learn the matchup. You never don't try to learn the matchup, though. You don't, bro.
Round
Because
3.
I promise you, I just sit here silently, eat my food, and watch y'all play. Pepsi knows the matchup. Pepsi knows he has to sit the fuck down and stop this button. So he can be like, oh, fuck that. I gotta hit a button. If I don't, he gets too much offense. Yes. I joined after you won 3 times. And from the moment you won 3 times, I joined. I was there for all those matches. Bro, from the moment you won 3, I watched Speedy win 10 matches in a row. I watched Speedy win 10 times. That's enough. That's more than enough to see.
Round 4.
And that's what I mean. And a lot of those matches, you're just being angry. You're not accepting what's going on.
Hey, bro, we've already agreed that you talk so well, bro. Pepsi, you do some of this shit with him, bro. With him, bro. I already know what egos and shit. Like you're talking about, bro. It's just like talking to him. It's just like those.
Oh, fuck.
Don't
Hey, ego's getting the best of you, big dog.
Why'd you do that?
I guess. You try to silence the
That's a
truth.
good dude, bro. I swear. You guys are just getting off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, he's mad at me, but he want to come go ahead and call
I mean,
everybody
because I
I
retard.
ain't gonna lie, I'm done with the conversation. I don't even care.
Yeah, let's just all agree to disagree, guys.
I mean,
it's okay.
he's been like this
if I have to,
since day one.
I shouldn't have to
No,
mash.
Just,
I shouldn't have to actively mash you just not to get close for you to just get close.
That niggas they hate my gut.
Grim, don't do it.
Play on your own.
He hates me too, bro.
I'm not
Hey Grim, don't do it, bro. I respect you, Grim.
if I get booted,
Don't leave.
I'm not gonna boot him.
Thank you.
Don't do it.
Did he just put open the block?
Oh, nice.
Let's change the subject.
Why
Let's
you
talk
want me to
about
leave
this
so bad,
Korean
bruh?
team battle. Let's talk about that. What was y'all opinion on the Korean team battle?
He has.
Why you hate me
it's
so
not
much?
even- It's not. Oh.
He unmuted him. They're
was
talking
funny.
right now, I think. He feeds off of people being upset.
so bad.
Yeah, he feeds off this shit, bro. You got
Oh
this
my
nigga
God,
over
bro, I
here
love it.
fake locked in while trolling.
You have me muted, bro. Why didn't you just keep me muted? Okay. Yeah, I got no ill towards you, but you speaking a lot of nonsense. Because I'm not gonna leave. I like everybody in this party. And you want me out of here because you're the only one who doesn't like me in this
All
party,
that
so...
standing there, not doing shit, that's why that happens, Shavane.
No one's gonna agree with your bullshit,
All that
man.
not doing anything, bro. I told your ass yesterday not to do that. You were just like, back there, I don't know how the fuck to hit this. You're Mishima, bro.
Yo, Pepsi, chill, bro.
Wait, Pepsi, is he playing Devil Jin right now?
I
he's
mean,
playing
like I
doubles
said, I'm not. Like I said, I could find a Fang player for you if you want me
You're
to.
too
I could
passive,
easily find
Shavane.
you a Fang
Shavane,
player.
you're too
But
passive.
I'm not at that level.
He's saying you're too passive for the
I
type of
got
character you chose to play.
I got you.
You're too
I'll
passive.
Find one. I got you. I'll find one that can fight
Like,
Speedy in
and
the
it,
first attempt.
and I'm that doesn't mean like run up to him and press.
Zay,
It's more
when
just
I find this dude,
you're too okay with
you owe
standing
Sammy an
still.
apology.
You're too okay with giving them their turn. Like you can't be.
Why would he
I
owe me
don't-
an apology? Doesn't even make sense.
Because first things first, and you owe
Why would he
Speedy an apology.
apologize? Nigga, what?
Because he wants you to get kicked for no reason, and he's trying to sit here and bully you.
No,
out
he
of
just doesn't like the way I talk to him.
And then
in
he's
these
sitting there
arguments.
He doesn't like being disagreed with. It's not even a you thing. He just doesn't like. If someone disagrees with Zay ever, he just blows the fuck up.
The other guys.
Depends on who you are. It depends on who you are.
I'm not dumb in that shit. You can't make up that false to me.
It also depends
Don't
on like
think
if he
this is
thinks.
okay. Like if you're gonna be the party leader, you shouldn't
disagree.
be abusing your power and just going, okay, I don't like you, fuck you, die, bye. Even though the whole group fucks with the person, like that's not okay. Your anger shouldn't influence your decisions on the group.
You wasn't even
Round
angry.
3. Fight.
He's obviously annoyed by it.
Yeah, I know he's annoyed by me. That I know. That's not true. That's not true at all. You fucking me heavy when we first started. Yeah, you right. You only just. I was associated with Matt.
And Zay, you gotta understand, right? Even though I said Pepsi plays the
Fight.
matchup better, there are moments where Pepsi loses checks 10-2. The difference between you two doesn't go, I can't do nothing, I can't. He goes to like, let's do it again. And then it goes from 10-2 to 10-4, to 10-6, 10-8. You know what I'm saying? Like he's actively trying to try different things and learn different things to win. But it's a bad matchup for Asuka. That's good. That's good for someone who's playing against a bad matchup. How? You're thinking short term. You're thinking short term. Because realistically, what Pepsi is doing is good for the long term. If he gets you an important set now against a Lion player, he's not gonna do what you do. He's gonna
You
beat that
gotta launch
Lion
punish
player.
me, dog.
I know. Like sometimes I just take the punish, like not thinking about it.
I know, you keep
Round
punishing
1.
Hell Sweep.
So,
Well, fucking
what
why
if
would
a
we do it, bro?
Lion
We
player
don't do
comes
that,
out
bro.
from nowhere?
That doesn't make me afraid to press that button.
You gotta deal with that. Whereas my point still stands.
Oh, I just fucking.
Oh, what
My,
did you
my,
do?
my, hear me out, sir. My original point. But he can beat that because he's willing to learn what he can't do. Pepsi. Pepsi. You fight Speedy. If you fight Ty and Incognito and those other fights, do you find success?
Round
Not
2.
against Tide. No.
Fight.
Not against Tide. No. Tide.
What do you say?
I think he is the easiest of them. Well, no. Well, I think he's
Tone, I'm definitely better than Tone.
Yeah, Speedy's better than High.
He's definitely the easiest.
That's why I want to hold on, Pepsi, I asked you that to ask, right? Do you feel like if you got mad
Yeah, we're not dead though.
was it really to go through all those long lines that you wouldn't have the success that you have? That's what I'm trying to tell you, Zay. He's looking at the long term instead of the second time. You gotta look at things for the long term. We're not fighting Speedy for right now. We're fighting Speedy so in the future you can beat the nigga and do what Speedy's doing because you know how to fight Speedy. You gotta evolve your mindset, man. Because those are the people that are gonna take your rank points.
Round
You can't.
4.
And I
you can't,
respect
nigga.
that. I love the drive. I love that.
Hear me out, Jay. Be that as it may, you not gonna get no success against Speedy if you get mad every time you fight him. That's the worst mentality, man. You're gonna lose every time you fight them. And I promise you it's gonna be because of your mentality. And then when it doesn't work and you got that hate, you crumble and scream and take your anger out on everybody. It's not a good way to play the game.
Round 1. Fight.
Just calm down, dude. Try not to be that way when you're fighting, man. It's easier said than done, nigga. I get mad when I fight them too. It's like nowhere though.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to me. After the day, not ever touch it. Ever. I'm not gonna lie. I want this nigga to block. Why? Double G block. This nigga's toilet. This nigga's toilet. I need double block. Out this nigga.
Round 2. Fight.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Shivane, do not listen to that, bro.
Necessarily that. I think this things does. I'm saying it for self-control. No.
That's not up to you to decide. That's literally up to him and him alone.
Yeah, he can decide not to.
That's not up to anyone else other than him.
I'm saying
But the way you say things, Zay, isn't from a
what
place
happened-
of.
Yeah, but
It doesn't
what
get
happened,
absorbed
Shivane, is that
correctly.
you tried to do stuff and then I hit you. And then you were like, damn, I'm not going to do shit anymore. And then when that happened, you started being like, damn, I don't know what to do. Up 4. Damn, I don't know what to do. Back sway in neutral. Like,
It's not about baby. It's about respect.
you need to pick a character that don't got that. I ain't gonna lie, you need to pick a character who doesn't
And that's the
have
problem.
a
That
back
mentality,
sway
dude.
or no bullshit like
You don't
that.
have to lose respect to play a game.
Damn.
You're better than me, obviously, and you're a good player, but you're at a
No,
plateau because your
well, it's
mental
not
is
back.
really
I'm not talking
bad.
about back
Zay.
threes. I'm saying like the up 4s though. The up 4s were prevalent.
Got his ass. You always never block
It doesn't
it.
matter what
I
move. It doesn't
know,
matter
I
what
know.
move.
You don't block it at a distance, but you always block it up close.
Like it does. Like it doesn't matter the
Because
move.
I'm not
It matters the
like
fact
I'm
you did it.
backdashing and I'm not expecting it to hit. Wow.
Take a break from him. Come back after you play another character. Fuck it.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna hit you. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna look, or I'm just gonna like commit to whatever the hell I'm doing. I'm like, you better do the correct thing.
No, you.
Fuck. Oh, don't hit the wall. Say less.
Well, it's not just team. I realize that now. Okay, like the thing is with a 13,
Wow.
like down
Good
4
job.
ones are crutches. I ain't gonna lie. Now that I think about it like that, a down 4-1 to you is too much of a crutch. I'm glad you're playing Paul. That is the perfect character for you to play because you need to think of better ways to take your
man.
turn because Paul doesn't have the generic way to take your turn. So you need to take your turn with better things. You gotta take your turn with grabs, with lows, with other mids, with sidestep into mids.
That's another thing, Shavane. You almost never low unless it's a hell sweep. At
That's
least,
not necessarily
no,
true.
against me, he does not do down forward 2 a lot. Or down back 2, sorry. He doesn't do down back 2 a lot. And another thing is that it's really easy for Shavane to lose hope. And that's bad too. Because once he loses hope, that's when he starts doing his back 3s.
I mean, granted, when he was fighting me, I ain't gonna lie, I was blocking every single down back. Like that nigga did not land. No back down back. I was seeing
Okay.
What it is, I normally came and seen him.
Hey,
like
Grim,
that.
they used to give me the name Akaziah. They called me the wood chopper, bruh. I'll be chopping away at those ankles.
Huh?
This nigga do love to do lows.
Oh my fucking.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If you pick Devil Jin, I will not play you.
Type shit.
I won't play you because I don't think that character right now, the way you are, will intrinsically help you. I think you need to play something else.
Yeah, I had to stop.
I can see that on another character. I will not play you with Devil Jin. I will tell you that right now.
But what if that's like his main?
You can play someone else, but if you do ever ask me to play, I will not play your Devil Jin until I see the problem.
No, it depends how big your family is. A family of 4 can make 35,000. And it depends what state.
I mean, just anytime you ever ask me, like if you ever ask me to play.
Like 20,000.
Wait, what?
25,000. Not higher.
Probably.
Mm.
Vamos a quedar. Hablan mierda. You get a different bracket.
I thought you knew the nigga.
If you make more, unless you have 10 kids, okay, you can make 80,000. But most people don't have fucking 10 kids. They have 2, 3 kids. No.
Fuck.
Fine,
you're in a
Speedy.
higher bracket. That's all. No.
Against Brian.
You have to go
Yeah, Speedy.
And it just exacerbated
Dig jab
all
doesn't
the
work,
problems that he was having
but
with
low
his
kick
character
does.
and with his character and Speedy's
Oh, nice.
character.
I got-
It just
okay.
aggravated.
No sé cuál.
Fuck. The reason why I keep on doing that, Speedy, is because I think I can duck after the second hit. And I don't mean from the second to the third. I mean from the first to the second.
Yes, because if you didn't get insurance, yes, you get a penalty. No, but it's a penalty. 4 years. As long as it's been here, like, what, 10 years already? Yeah, so it's done for 4 años. Sí, eso sí, yes, it did exist before, yes. No, pero es porque está.
4 years.
No, no, este es el papi. No, que no me 30,000. Yeah, 25,000. Yeah, 25,000. No, pero es porque está. No, 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 no
No, he doesn't. He has a 12 frame check. Yeah, you don't.
Fuck, you're good at. You're actually really good at blocking those.
I didn't hold fly, held forward. Shivane, don't ask the question right now.
Like the reason, like it just exacerbated the problems that he had with both.
Ah.
I didn't want to do that. I'm dead.
The
Oh my god.
options that he weighs. It's just the options he weighs against certain characters, like Brian.
Alright, we'll make this one the last one.
Powerful.
Fight.
There we go. Oh, that was actually pretty cool.
As a woman, as an old woman like
Holy
me,
shit.
you get everything. You get your colonoscopy free. You get no deductible. You get
Round
You gotta
one.
wait like a month.
Fight.
You gotta wait like a month.
You know what? I'll try to learn. I'll try to get.
No, see, I need a 4 there. I need to stop trying to twin piss and everything. I didn't want to fucking do
What
that.
you like to do, it might not be what he. That's what I told you before. I was like, it might not be what you're willing to do. Dude, Kavane, you're asking a perfectly good question. He's been asking that nigga for ages, and he won't give you a good.
Round two. Fight.
Said it's going to be hard to get the consistency if you're not willing to work through your weaknesses.
That went in. That just went in one ear and out the other. Shit, like.
Yeah, it literally just went through one ear and out the other. I don't know. Never mind. I'm sorry I said anything.
There you go.
Look at the situation that just happened with you and Speedy. That's what I mean. Like the way you looked at that whole situation. I have reacted the same way, but I also sat down and at least tried to learn what I could have done. And I apologize to Speedy because I understand that what I did was disrespectful. You still haven't even done that. He definitely did. He spoke up when he felt disrespect. You can hear it in his voice. That's why he said he calmed himself down 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, he literally said that.
You owe him an apology. He felt more disrespected with your interaction than he did with my interaction. With my interaction, he understood I was mad because I didn't say anything inherently disrespectful to him. I just kept saying fuck you. You said that he's carried by a character and that he wouldn't be as strong as he is if that character.
You essentially communicated that.
Yeah,
You communicated that successfully. Whether or not it was your intention, that is literally what you said.
That is what was communicated, and that is what Speedy took from that conversation. It does.
It does matter.
Respect matters, they.
Alright. GG Sammy, appreciate it.
Yeah, GG's.
Wow.
No? I suck at this game. The match.
So you're willing to disrespect your friends.
No, you're not bad.
You're willing to disrespect your friends unapologetically. For the sake of a win.
I have to ask you a question. Okay. Jamie, are you stepping away or is it just?
You don't think that's crazy?
Oh no, I'm just getting off the game.
Okay,
I don't
was
know.
gonna
I
ask,
think that's.
so.
You see, and then he does that,
I'm a
and then he
human
does that.
being.
If you're not
I'm a
Sammy or
human
Speedy or
being.
Pepsi, he's gonna pull that card. That's
He's
what
gonna
he
try to pull
does.
that
That's what
card.
he
Yeah,
does, bro.
that's-
Anytime
no,
you try to
respect
make
is
sense
a
with him,
real
bro, that's what he
human
defaults
thing.
to.
You can't disrespect me just because I'm a new player, and I'm not gonna let you disrespect me if I'm an older player. If I was Speedy, I would want an apology from you. He may not be petty enough like I am to verbalize it, but I promise you he feels the way I feel. That's what I'm saying.
And
I
plus,
don't really
Speedy
give a fuck
sounded.
about no apology. That's not even the way that I am. I'm gonna just say how the fuck I'm gonna say this shit just how I said it.
But you definitely felt disrespected, yes or no?
Yeah, no, that shit had me pissed off. That's why I responded that way.
And as a human being or as a friend, I think you should apologize to him, even if he doesn't want it. It's just
cool.
to show that you actually have remorse for what you were saying and doing, because you were completely throwing him under the bus, all in the sake of your
Discrediting
anger.
how his
That's
level as a
not
player.
cool.
Or, yeah, he definitely felt that way. He definitely felt
That's
that
how
way,
he
and
felt, Zay.
So you're gonna tell him how
Zay,
Speedy
you
was
can't
feeling?
do that. That's
You guys
toxic.
gotta relax, bro. If 6 of us think this way, bro, if 6 of us think this way, what says that Speedy doesn't think that way either?
And he just
You know
said he
what
just
I'm
doubled down
saying?
and said
He's
that
just-
he did feel that way.
Speedy's literally being mature about it.
Matter.
Speedy is being mature about it, and I respect that. But so you're willing to be a bad friend, all for the sake of a game? That just changed my whole perspective of you, bruh. I ain't gonna lie. I understand. I'm sorry I didn't say anything to you.
He needs some for it to be given.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Because respect is a very serious thing for me. I don't
The
like
longer
disrespect.
the longer
I don't
you
like
think
when
that way
other
about
people are
everything, the longer you're gonna
disrespected,
stay at
and
that
I
level.
don't like when I disrespect
The longer
other
you're gonna
people.
stay plateaued.
So when you disrespect people and say fuck that all for the sake of your anger, that shows me that you're not a mature person and I shouldn't be listening to what you say. So I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you, but that just changed my whole perspective of you, bro. Like, I thought you were much more mature than that.
You should have been known this, Lucian. He called you retard 3 times. Come on now.
I mean, I'm sure, but anger makes people do stuff like that. I thought at least when he calmed down, he would be mature enough to realize, like, yo, I fucked up. Speedy even just said, like, yeah, no, I felt disrespected, and I felt like you said, what you said is discrediting me. And this nigga's still not being a human being and going, all right, well, if I did that, my bad. Not even my apologies, not even I'm sorry, just my bad. A simple my bad, as half-hearted as that would be enough to show remorse. And niggas don't even want to say that. So I don't know. I don't like that. That's a huge ick. I'm like, I don't want to be
Pepsi, what is
around
that? What is
someone
that?
that's like that.
That's our. Oh, that's
This
Oscar?
this gaming shit isn't nothing, bruh. Us as human beings is the first thing that matters. If I can't fuck with you as a human being, I don't give a fuck what you think about. But you're still human beings on the game. When you take this headset off, what are you? A human being. If you do something on the Instagram chat on your phone, you're not doing it as somebody on the game. You're doing it as a human being. Every interaction that we have with each other matters. It shows respect. If you can't understand that fundamental interaction on a social scale, you would have died alone in times of no civilization because nobody would have did anything with you. You would have to hunt by yourself. You would have to do everything by yourself because you're a shit human being. Right now, you're in a society that enables shit human beings. That's why you don't feel like what you're doing is wrong. But what you're doing is horribly wrong, and it's not okay. And now, as a gamer, obviously you're better than me. But as a human being, I don't like what I just saw. And I think, and I'm not going to sit on a high horse and act like I'm better than you because I've also been salty. But I'm at least man enough to apologize and I get off to that low point on interactions. What you said was extremely disrespectful. What you said.
But you also don't think you
he
said what
felt
people
like,
heard you say and heard you communicate. That's another thing that's getting Lucian tied up about
That's
what
why
you said.
I think y'all are.
No, bruh.
A point I like to do is solve
No,
this
bruh. Like, I don't like
think
that.
y'all are. I ain't gonna lie. In this situation, I really do think y'all are projecting yourselves.
It's not about self-projection. It's
Because
about
if the niggas like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what y'all think.
Guys, it's not worth it.
He said
He
shit.
didn't say shit. He didn't even say shit.
And I'm trying to get them off of your back. I'm trying to get them off
I
of
didn't
your
even
back.
say anything.
Bro just hates Sammy so much. It's
You done said
no,
that
it's
I've been
grim.
like 3 different niggas now in this party, bro.
It's grim, and I'm just trying to get them off your back.
That's crazy. And neither of those two said that.
He good. Yeah, that's that exactly. Like,
Yeah,
he's
that's
not even
not-
asking
that's
for
not
one. Like it doesn't.
Right.
No, that's how y'all
It's
see
about-
it. I'm not gonna lie. The nigga that y'all vouching for, not even asking for the shit y'all vouching for. That's-
Now let
y'all
me
projecting
give
your
you an
own
example,
will. You're
Pepsi.
projecting your
It's
own
not about
will.
self-projection, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
speak up about this because usually I'll let y'all say y'all piece and I'll shut up, but now I'm gonna say my piece, right? Because this is not self-projection. It has nothing to do with self-projection. It's basic human interaction. I've been the best player in a group chat. I don't need to come in here and self-project some sort of whoa. I just saw somebody get disrespected, feel disrespected, and not want to invest in getting an apology because he's like, fuck it, he knows the type of toxicity he's in. That doesn't make it okay. And then if I was in another group chat where I was highly respected and someone who wasn't respected is getting disrespected, I would still speak up because that happens on a daily basis. When I'm not in this group chat,
Sure, but
I'm
you're
the
fighting a
best
battle
player in
nobody
the...
fighting, bruh. It
I'm
doesn't
fighting
matter.
a battle
It
that
doesn't
matters.
Nobody. Nobody.
Let me
really,
tell you why,
nobody's
Pepsi.
pressed, bruh.
Because what I was gonna do is just mute Zay every time I come into a party because I think he's a piece of shit. But I'm trying to give him
I
the
ain't
benefit
even
of the
gonna lie
doubt to
to
not
y'all,
be a
bro.
piece of shit.
I appreciate it, but like
Because
when
what he
I
just
grew
did was
up,
super
that shit not
scummy.
even,
It's not that
that
deep.
shit not
Yeah,
even
it
how
really
I
ain't that
am.
deep.
Like I ain't even the type to try
He
and
not
really.
gonna be pressed over that.
Bro, I
You're
will no
talking about-
apology
yo,
out no
he
nigga, bro.
moving
I'm not
on.
doing
Yeah.
that.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
Speedy, bro,
he
you owe me
know-
an apology
he
for
know how
earlier,
it
bro. You
is,
told me,
bruh.
Fuck
you
you,
told me
nigga.
to fuck you, bro. So you better owe me.
Fuck
owe me
you,
an apology,
nigga.
Speedy.
You ain't get no fucking apology,
Damn.
nigga.
I'm disrespected. All right, you're muted.
Type shit.
Nah, it's bigger than that,
Alright.
Sammy. Like you're trolling, Sammy. I think you're trolling, bro. But it's so much more than that,
I ain't
bro. That
laughing.
shit is not okay. It is not okay, bro. Like I'm gonna let it go,
I
but
ain't
that's
gonna lie.
not
Like, yeah, it's cool
okay.
that you're
Lucian,
sticking up for
it's
your
just not
mans,
worth it,
bro.
bro.
But there are some moments where you gotta realize, yo, your mans don't even want what y'all giving. Like,
It's not
chill.
okay.
it doesn't
Be-
matter.
I was reading
Because
that.
the
I ain't
way
gonna lie,
you
this
treat
gonna annoy
somebody,
me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
the way
It
you
doesn't matter.
treat somebody
He's not
shows
asking.
me
Yo,
how
Speedy,
you're gonna
he's not
treat
Yo,
asking,
me.
Speedy.
bro.
Yo, Speedy,
Yeah.
did you see my message?
All right,
Yes or
I
no?
will do that if that's
no.
what you require.
Check your
He
message. It's
doesn't
about to get sent in like
require
30
that of you.
seconds.
He wouldn't do that if that's what I required.
Relax,
No.
bro. You're
That-
projecting your will, nigga. He not asking you to do that. He's never once asked you to do some shit like that, nigga. You don't
He
need to
doesn't
do that.
have to, bro. You should.
Yeah,
There
he
should
do,
just be.
because you just
There should
annoying
be
niggas at that
balance in the group chat. People shouldn't have to want to
You
not
got
be
it, bro. You
disrespected.
got it.
Like
think
what?
there's
I
a
shouldn't
fair
have
balance in
to.
this chat.
I feel like
Alright.
people shouldn't have to want to not to be
Did-
disrespected
did
to
you
not
get
get
that, Speedy?
disrespected. That should just
That's
be a
the
normal
message.
thing. If you can't understand that, then we can disagree to disagree.
Bro,
You can be
he
annoyed by
Care, But
me.
bro, he just don't care.
I care. It matters.
This nigga,
it matters.
What does that even
What's up?
mean?
Because,
Exactly.
like I
now,
just
see,
said,
like you,
let me
you-
explain.
You
Let
getting
me
a nigga
explain.
annoyed who you
Oh,
trying to
okay.
help.
I'm gonna elaborate.
No, I'm just looking out for the man that was
Because the
disrespected,
reality
that's all.
of it
I'm
is,
good.
right,
Send me this nigga.
is if you're willing to do that to someone
Oh, this nigga.
who's been there for you and has helped you all this time, that means you're willing to do that to me, someone you've just met, and I'm not letting you do that shit. So I'm gonna say it right now before it even get to that point that I'm not
Yes.
okay with something like that.
He not doing it to you
Lucian,
though.
Oh, I try to
Lucian.
grab.
Zay's probably still gonna do it whenever he gets upset. You're gonna have to understand that.
Fuck that.
I think you've proved the point that you will be there if something happens, and if someone that feels disrespected and wants an apology, you stand up.
I can, yeah, I
But
can
in
respect
this
that.
specific
Yeah,
situation,
you can count on
you
that,
don't
but
need
it's
to
not
do that.
required right there. Yeah, you don't need to do
That
that.
was
You
a
don't
hatchet
need to
kick,
be
but
on
it's
call
cool.
all the time. That don't make sense. This is not a
Nah.
9 to 5, nigga. You just
I'm
being
not
a
treating
weirdo.
it like
I
a
ain't gonna
9 to
lie.
5. I've never treated it like a 9 to 5. Y'all niggas disrespect
Yeah,
each
when
other
I
in
get
here
off my
all
9
the
to 5,
time,
bro,
and
I'm
I
fine
don't
either.
care.
No,
I let it happen.
That's not.
What the fuck?
That's not how it is.
That is how it is.
We're
Y'all say shit.
disrespecting each
Y'all
other.
say shit in here all the time that's mad disrespectful, and I won't say a word. I'll just let it happen. So that's not a 9 to 5. I don't care. It's just in this situation, I can easily see this spreading to someone who isn't like Speedy, who does care. Someone like me, someone like Grim, someone like Rasmus. Any one of us could be the next person that gets completely disrespected and disregarded because someone's mad.
I hope that.
Well, I just mute Zay for that reason. I just mute him most of the time for that reason.
Something like that.
Just
You
mute
have,
them. It's a
pure
simple
control
solution.
to mute somebody and not have to deal with it.
That is what Zay did to
We
me
can all
earlier. He
do
muted
that.
me. He didn't like what I had to say and he muted me.
I'll let it go. That is nasty. I'm good. That's nasty. Man, I changed my whole perspective of niggas.
I'm gonna play a couple more, and I'm gonna take a break.
All right.
Hey, let me know when you hop on Rivals, bro. We can group up.
Fuck, that was bad.
I did say that one time too. I was like, he just wanted to make himself. But I mean,
I'll
that's
play
how
one more.
people are.
You play one more?
People do, yeah.
Yeah, one more.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, we joke. I don't really be caring. The only thing that was getting on my nerves, I thought he was thinking I was carry. After he said that he wasn't really meaning to say it like that, even though it kind of insinuated that's what he was saying. I was kind of like, probably what he's saying is coming out wrong. Frustration from the character.
Round 2. Fight.
I don't care about niggas' opinions on Raymond. I'll say my piece and leave it be. We can go in that chat, say Raymond this and that. Niggas don't play. The niggas who play her, go to the niggas live and care about what they got to say.
Shit, I don't mind playing Arena.
Round 3.
Just got done playing Green Arena.
Fight.
Example of a I'm still gonna learn.
Oh, that was bad shit.
Whipped cream? Yep.
I will say that. I will say that.
And do like 10 damage.
Unless you're up against the wall, and that's what
Round 4.
They,
Fight.
unless you're at the wall, they literally do 10 damage.
That's what I'm saying. The other one does need momentum. No, but I would say the sentence is that Umbridge will finish.
I mean, I guess they're...
Final round. Fight.
I did not want to fucking do that, man.
The statement saying Umbridge will has to be in. She has to be in. What's it called? What's that one stance where she
Alright
taps
then,
forward
GG.
neutral. She has
GG,
to be
Speedy.
forward neutral.